Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here and today it is time for another episode of our FIFA 14 Aston Villa career mode. Today it is going to be episode number 41 of the series, and in today's episode, as you can see on the calendar, we are in November, but right at the end of November even, completely messed up my words there, but still the first game of this episode will be against Reading. I think that's going to be away from home against Reading in the pouring rain, unfortunately. We all know how the AI, behave in the rain. It's quite depressing. It's quite depressingly bad, to be quite honest. And the second game of the episode is at home, the 5th Champions League group stage match, and it's a big one. It's against Barcelona. We're going to have to win that to qualify, however, from the group. If we do win that, we do actually qualify into the round of 16 of the Champions League. So a win there, although as unlikely as it sounds, could see us through. But before we get into any of that, we've got another international friendly, of course, and sort of carrying over from last episode. We were playing New Zealand in this one. There is the team: Stecklenburg, Van der Wiel, Bron Neutink, Stefan de Vrij and Jetro Willems coming into the side, with Maya, Jordi Classe as well coming in, Ola John coming in, with the usuals: Wesley Sneijder, Van Persie and Narsing after that hat-trick last time out against the Republic of Ireland. But moving on into the second half, and it was still 0-0, lots of goals going on everywhere else. Goals for South Africa, Mexico, Germany, Ecuador, Peru, all sorts of goals. Wijnaldum coming on, as well as Afellay for Narsing and Sneijder. But going into the last 10 minutes, it was still 0-0. Chris Wood coming onto the pitch, the Express Brom man. But that's how it ended, 0-0. No goals. Somehow Netherlands hadn't managed to even score a goal against New Zealand. How that's happened, I don't know. It was away from home, I suppose, so sim games away from home are a little bit biased towards the home team, as I sort of realised last time when we beat Ireland by 4-0. But still, we're now going to get into the first game of this episode, the first played match of this episode, and that is, of course, against Reading in the Barclays Premier League. I think the 14th game of this Barclays Premier League season. There's the team in full. Zila in goal, with Klein Ake coming into the side to replace Ataya Papadopoulos. Westwood there and Maya retaining their places in midfield because of Roda and Delph being slightly tired, with Bruma, Backley, I think that was, as well as the wingers, and Christian Benteke up front. So the 3 Bs of last season: Bruma, Backley and Benteke up front there. Ron Vlaar, the captain, of course, leading us out of the tunnel for this away game. It was probably going to be a little bit of a challenging one. They're a bit of an unknown quantity. I haven't played Reading yet in this career mode, I don't think. At least not in the Barclays Premier League. They're obviously newly promoted. But Juricic will win the ball on the 12th minute there from the defender, caught napping. Bruma there cutting inside on his weak left foot, though. He would shoot just wide. But that shot and that highlight did not really sum up the first half. It was quite a quiet one that Reading played well in, but we would in fact take the lead there. A nice bit of play, nice ball over the top, and Clement Grenier on his right foot, that deadly right foot, for his 6th goal of the season, putting it into the far corner past them. I'm going to assume that's Alex McCarthy in the Reading goal. I don't know if Reading have changed their goalkeeper since last year. I'm not entirely sure, or on this game, in fact. I think it's Alex McCarthy, but that did give us a 1-0 lead there. On the 29th minute, Clement Grenier getting the goal, but 3 minutes later, Daniel Carricho and Royston Dronte there trying to play a 1-2. It didn't quite work, and on the edge of half-time, 5 minutes of injury time somehow in the first half, but Max Meyer played through, winning the ball back up to Reading defender, again caught napping, but a good save from McCarthy, or the Reading goalkeeper, whoever it was. It was kind of straight at him there from Meyer. But moving on into the second half, and just 2 minutes in, Ake finding a brilliant ball through the centre for Filip Juricic, clean through, and a bit of a messy finish, but it did go in to make it 2-0 in the 49th minute for Juricic. Incredibly, his 16th goal of the season in all competitions, in his first season, of course, at the club since that move from Benfica. I was going to say Malmo for some reason. I don't know why. No, he scored a good goal against Malmo, but he signed, of course, from Benfica. The little dink. I thought the goalkeeper was sort of going to do that thing where they lie down. It would look a lot more extravagant, but he didn't in the end. Nice bit of play there from Reading, and they almost scored in the 69th minute there, but putting it wide after a bad touch there from the Reading forward. Royston Dronte, though, managing to get past his fellow countryman Nathan Ake there, a bit luckily, but Ake there with a magnificent block in the 80th minute. Juricic then being played over the top again, beating Mary Apple with the pace, cutting inside, and what a save that is from the Reading goalkeeper. I do believe it is Alex McCarthy, but what a one-handed save that was. Jimmy Kebe trying to put it down the right wing, but that will be the final action of the game there. The game ending 2-0 away from home. Another clean sheet, second clean sheet in the Barclays Premier League. No, hang on. No. Our second Barclays Premier League clean sheet in 3 games. We're really doing well. Only 1 goal conceded in 3 games. Nathan Ake, really well done. He got man of the match. Good rating as well from Klein, Zila, Juricic, Grenier and Meyer as well, doing a very good job too. But after the game, I got a huge amount of emails, the first of which being from Nathan Ake. He is in fact happy with the role he has at the club. Luca Longo, quite the opposite after signing as a free agent in the summer. But this is the one that concerned me the most. Zachariah Backley thinks that he's not being played as much. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he pretty much plays every game. The only reason he didn't play the last game against Reading was because I'm saving him from the Barcelona game. So why he's complaining to me, I'm not entirely sure, but a decent amount of games should end that morale lowering there from the Belgian backline. But here is the group as we go into this game against Barcelona. Very tight in the top three. Barca and ourselves on 7 points, with Spartak Moscow on 6, and PSV sort of out of it. Really the outsiders in terms of qualifying for the round of 16. As you wouldn't really expect that. You probably expect PSV and Spartak Moscow to be changing places, but I'm just sorting out the team for this game. A little bit of tiredness, not too much. Maya and Bruma certainly weren't going to start the game there with the tiredness that they had, and Ashley Westwood. So here's the team in full. Zila in goal, Klein, Papadopoulos, Vlar, and Lowton at the back, as per usual. Grenier, Roda coming back into the side, as well as Del coming back into the side. Backley and Lacazette, the wingers. Lacazette playing very well last time he played, or started a game even, though he got 2 goals and an assist or something, or a goal and 2 assists. Something like that in the 3, I can't remember. Against Hull, that's the one. My memory's so bad, so bad. But still, and then of course up front, Christian Benteke. You're not going to leave him out of a game like this. Absolutely titanic match, and we would get a massive counter-attack here. Fabian Delph winning the ball back from Barca's attack, putting it out wide for Benteke, and he's clean through, and he is not gonna miss that with that OP finesse in the 8th minute. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, Barcelona actually dominated the start of this game and would continue to dominate this game, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because at the moment we're celebrating this 1-0 lead that we now have, with Christian Benteke getting that goal in the 8th minute. Play through by Delph, really good play for himself, but Barcelona changed, and they changed big time. Neymar going forward, a nice little save, if you like, from Zila, but the touch was a little bit heavy from the Brazilian. Neymar, though, then playing through Messi 2 minutes later, and again Zila with the save. Messi, the Argentinian, going for the little dink over Zila's head. A nice block there from Vlar, and our defence would have to cope with a heck of a lot in this game. Iniesta then went forward, got past a slide challenge there from Klein, I think it was, and another brilliant save that was from Ronald Zila. Iniesta with his head in his hands, and another Barcelona player would have his head in his hands moments later. This time it was Marc Bartra. He's a bit disappointed, although I think that was quite a hard header, to be honest. But still, in the first half, only the 36th minute, and what a block that is from Ron Vlar. Well, I think it was Andres Iniesta's shot, and finally a chance for us. Lowton cutting inside out on the wing, and to be honest, Victor Valdez making a bit of a hash of that. If someone had been there to pounce on that in the middle, that might have been another chance, but Roda this time played forward for Benteke, getting past Bartra, but a nice bit of play from one of the fullbacks to intercept there. It was either Jordi Alba or Dani Alves. This time we were getting back into the game, and Klein really should have scored, although he's probably the one player you wouldn't really want in that situation. Pedro then going for a half volley and missing in the 73rd minute, and at this point I was just like, right, to be honest, we're just getting battered here, to be quite honest. So I'm going to have to change the formation up to go a little bit defensive, pack out the midfield. So I went for a 4-5-1, not the attacking one, the more defensive one. That didn't change things whatsoever, because Messi played through Neymar with a brilliant ball, and only the woodwork denied the Brazilian of getting that goal finally in this game. Neymar should have scored at least once. Then Delph was played through in the 87th minute, going for a very optimistic long-range strike, especially on his weak foot, and Valdez was able to save it. But my goodness me, a fabled victory, a massive upset against Barcelona, and not only that, but we are now into the round of 16 stage of the Champions League. We've progressed from a relatively difficult group. Any group that has Barcelona in is a difficult group, as well as PSV Eindhoven and Spartak Moscow, but we are through. Man of the match going to Christian Benteke. If you're wondering why he was playing at centre mid at the end, he was meant to come off, but the ball didn't go out of play, so he ended up just playing at centre mid anyway. Also, brilliant rating for Zila. What a game he had, as well as the whole back four. Lowton, Vlar, Papadopoulos and Klein doing a great job, but Robert Zila, what a job he did. Here's a summary of how things are looking in the Champions League group stages at the moment. Manchester United and Lille looking confident to progress in Group A. Marseille and Liverpool actually guaranteed to go through in Group B. So Galatasaray and CSK Moscow are going to have to fight for that Europa League spot there for 3rd place in that group. But here is our group, and we are now through on 10 points. Nothing Barca or Spartak Moscow can do, although Spartak Moscow can take the win of the group, if you like, away from us. PSV are now out of all European competition, and Barcelona looking seriously under threat to not even qualify from the group. Just quickly, here's Group D as well. Benfica and Borussia Dortmund at the head of that, but Atletico Bilbao waiting to pounce as well in front of Lokomotiv Moscow. They're the only groups at the time that have played 5 games. The other ones were still on 4, so I didn't think it would be worth me showing you those groups, because anything can change, of course. But just to end things, here is the Barclays Premier League table at the end of the episode. After 14 games, we maintain our 7-point lead at the top of the table on 38 points, from Chelsea on 31, Manchester United on 28 and Spurs on 27, rounding out the top 4 there in the Champions League spots. Manchester City currently lie 5th in front of West Brom, and Liverpool still doing a pretty sterling job actually there. West Brom in 6th place in front of Liverpool, who, today announced they might be signing Ricky Lambert. I'm hoping that's going to happen at the time I'm recording this, not actually the day it's come out. He might have already signed by then. Swansea, Arsenal and Newcastle rounding out the top 10. Wigan there and Everton as well. Not a great start to the season for Everton. They're 16th, just outside the relegation zone, with Reading, Hull and Leicester still occupying those 3 spots. Well, anyway, I'm hoping you've enjoyed this episode of the Aston Villa Career Mode. Like and subscribe if you did. Please leave some comments of some feedback on the series, whether it's doing well, whether you enjoy it, whether there's anything you want me to change. This is your series. Any series I make is for you guys. So if there's anything you want me to change, or if you think it's going well, just tell me in the comment section below. Any suggestions? The January transfer window is coming up soon. So there's also some suggestions I assume will be coming for transfers and players to buy. Nevertheless, it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.